Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It happens. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kanipa with Macwa, Standing Bear Soda Tribe Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty or Territory, Anishinaabe Bay, 60 Scoop Survivor, published author. And yes, very exciting to be here again this morning, sitting with you in the service of the Great Spirit and in the service of this circle. If no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much, which really means that I want you to live your best life, and the way that we live our best life is together. It's really that simple. Hence, we are the Medicine Circle. This is not a patriarchy type thing. This is I'm not a pastor sermon. You're not my flock. We are all equal here, and this is what this looks like. So the hair of Mother Earth is a beautiful representation, the medicine of who we are, what we are, and really the way we look here. So we are intertwined and overlapping prayers, by the way. There was um, a grandmother-ish female that said, "Hey, we should add like medicine to that." So of course, sounds like a good idea. Let's see. One housekeeping announcement. Connection issues. If there is a lag in the audio or the visual, and you get the spinning wheel of like that there, just know that I'm not going anywhere. If I get kicked off, just know that I'm going to hit that live button again, and we'll pick up right where we left off, and then we'll finish out the hour ish. I'm not really good at keeping it to an hour, but I try my best. Anyway, let's begin in a good and beautiful way here. As always, if we could get a volunteer to give me a thumbs up, give me a little heart in remembrance for the residential school children that have never made it home. It's important that we hold that prayer. We do that prayer. So give me a little thumbs up, and it's just a little smoke. You have to, yeah. It doesn't have to be a billowing anything like that. Just a little thing like that would be appreciated. So please and thank you for that. And that came from a grandmother out in Vancouver, British Columbia. She pops on here from time to time. I think she popped on after we came back from Europe, and I haven't seen her since. But just know that the grandmothers are watching us as well. They seem to know what we're always doing, just like the way moms always know, but we're always always kind of know. So anyway, we'll just keep that smoke going, just in remembrance for. So anyway, let us keep Okay. And let us begin in the usual way here. The old ones say if it doesn't begin with the old ones say if it doesn't begin with prayer, then it doesn't begin. If it doesn't begin with spirit, then it doesn't begin. So let's begin in a really good and beautiful way. And then I would add recently that if it doesn't begin with offering, then it's really hard for that to begin too. So that's like a bearism that we just kind of have. So anyway, so a little help from above, a little offering for our prayers to be heard. Amen. Kitsimanitou, great spirit, great mystery, creator. Chi Megwich for our breath, Chi Megwich for our circle, Chi Megwich for our day, Chi Megwich for our life. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for this day and this life and this opportunity. I am grateful for my last breath and hopeful for our next. We are grateful for our last. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And we are hopeful for our next, and we live in that beautiful place in between. We come here today. We mean no harm in what we do. We may come here for many reasons, but the first reason always is life, the celebration of life, and not just our personal life, because that would be selfish. We want to be selfless. So we celebrate all life as a way to celebrate ours. All nations, circles, and tribes, especially those nations, circles, and tribes that do not look like the two-legged. To the standing nations, the ones who offer the world breath, we say thank you. To the fish nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the water. The wind nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the wind and air. To the creepy crawlies and the slitheries, the ones who teach us how to stay close and grounded to Mother Earth, we say thank you. To the four-legged, the ones who teach us, offer us so much to and for our humanity, we say thank you. And of course to other two-legged nations, circles, and tribes, all nations, circles, and tribes, where we understand that you are our teachers as well. This makes our ears and our hearts very happy. We celebrate life of those things that give us life. The water, the air, the fire, and earth. We celebrate the ones who have come before us. Our ancestors, and remember, they are our relatives here, which all life is. They are our ancestors over there. So the first wolf and the beaver and the bear that ever was. They are part of our prayers and part of our ancestry. The tree nation and the wing nation, they are also part of our ancestry. So much more than just the two-legged. And we have to understand and acknowledge that some of our two-legged ancestors were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they passed that along to us. We acknowledge this place of suffering and the pain. We acknowledge this is a time for healing. This is a time it's okay not to be okay during this process. It's okay to understand that their wounds and trauma was not for us to carry, but for us to heal. And we do this healing just not for ourselves, because that would be selfish. We want to be selfless. We do this for the next seven generations, so we don't pass along what has been given to us. For we only borrow this earth from our children, and our children are only loaned it to us. So we live at the intersection between two unseen worlds, the ancestors and the next seven generations. This is a great opportunity and responsibility and time to heal. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. Those chains can be broken right here, right now. We don't have to hate on each other anymore. We don't have to drink anymore. We don't have to do any of this anymore. That we can heal from the inside today with the help of the spirits and Mother Earth. For we come here today, we mean no harm in what we do. And the ancestors, they gave us a trail to follow, but one that we can only see with our hearts. It is called the Red Road, the road of wellness, the road of all life. The wellness of all life, not just the two-legged. Nobody owns the Red Road. It is already there when we got here. It is the road of our ancestors. The road to a good life, the road to healing, the road of love and humility. And on this road, there are teachings on this road: humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, strength, wisdom. And these are teachings, the seventh grandfather teachings, the seventh grandmother teachings, that when we sit with these, they will bring us a good life. They will bring us a healthy life. A life that is in alignment with the sacred laws, because these are sacred laws. And we have to understand that humility does not negotiate, truth does not negotiate, love does not negotiate. We live according with spiritual law and we benefit, or we don't live according with spiritual law and we suffer. It's that simple. So let us come today, let us sit in this beautiful circle today, and let us celebrate life. Let us celebrate each other's journey with humility, truth, and love, and all the other seven. And we will begin to realize and see and understand the first prayer at the center of the universe. The first agreement that ever was, the first prayer that ever was, in harmony and balance. So Creator, thank you for this day and thank you for this circle. Okay, all right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Kaneem Whitmackwa, Standing Bear, and we are here once again. We are the Medicine Circle, and if you're new here, we've had a lot of new people here, so that's really exciting, and welcome here. Once again, I am not in charge. We are the Medicine, so we are all equal here. In fact, we'll go over that right now. So a couple preamble things before we really start in earnest. One of those things that we always talk about first is hollow bones. That's really why we're here. So the basic understanding is, and we're supposed to grow, and as we grow, so will our understanding to the definition, the way we walk, of hollow bones. So just allow this hollow bones not to be a static definition, but something that flows, like the water and the seasons, and just allow yourself the possibility of this hollow bones growing with you and growing for you too. So we understand that there's a life force out there. It is represented in everything, in the squirrels, the beavers, the chipmunks, everything, the hummingbirds, right? Sunrise, sunset, both seen and unseen, because we live in two worlds at the same time, right? So what we want to do is we want to connect to that beautiful life force, right? To that beautiful life force. So we connect to it, and then we live a beautiful, powerful, special life, right? One where we we begin to understand that we have value in this world, right? Because we live in a world that doesn't understand, see, respect our values, our gift, right? Right. So Hollow Bones is a way to do that. So when we connect to life, so that means, like the short of short is, it was just so we give gratitude to those things that bring us life, right? The water, the air, the fire, earth, right? We are all those things, right? We are all those things. So the way we connect to it is like initially we give thank you for it. We're grateful for it, right? So so yeah, that's one of the basic ways that we start. And I would love to have your ideas, the way you see Hollow Bones in the feed too, because it's not just me here; it is all of us sitting here in this beautiful circle. Okay, ancestors and elders. So it's really traditional that we thank those that have come before us. So thank you to my direct elder, Tony Stonehawk. I spoke with him last night. That was really a treat to do that. So we had just got back from Florida. So so he sends his love and his gratitude for what we are doing here. So that was really nice to hear. Been with him for about 30 years now, so that's unbelievable. So yeah, and thank you to all those other men and women that I have had the privilege and honor of sitting with, especially those men, Mushims and Cookums over Fishing Lake First Nation who have guided me in a really good and beautiful way. So thank you for that. Circle medicine. No one's in front of us. No one's behind us. No one's above us. No one is below us. We are all equal here. This is what we look like. This is all 18 of us sitting right here. Uh, it's really about equality. Right. So we live in two worlds, right? Seen and unseen. Everybody is equal. Mm-hmm. So the ancestors, future 7 generations, they are also here with us. They hear everything that we say. They see everything that we do. Right. Right. So let's live this circle as if everybody is listening, because everybody is listening. Right. You know, that's part of understanding that equality, that is not only the ancestors that are sitting here, it is also the future 7 generations as well. So let's act accordingly, that they are sitting right here with us. So let us heal and create this beautiful, beautiful world, because there still is so much beauty in this world, right? You know, we forget that, right? Because we surround ourselves with the TVs, with the media, with all of this stuff, and sometimes it feels overwhelming and broken. But when we sit in a circle like this, when we sit in a circle of elders who really know how to who understand life and what we're supposed to be doing, this world is a beautiful, beautiful place, right? Despite everything that is going on, and really what we're supposed to do is to bring beauty to this world, right? That may be the dream of Mother Earth. Is for the two legs to remember how beautiful this world can be, and it really is. So let's bring that out today, you know. And you know, we're going to talk about that today. We have some really beautiful readings. We're going to go over 2 readings today. So that was just a little forewarning when we might run a little over today. Kind of like that awkward moment where it's just try to keep it to an hour, but I fail miserably every time. So thank you for your love and your patience. Okay, Sacred Feminine. Okay, the life givers. You know, very traditional too. Gratitude for those that have given us life. The Sacred Feminine, right? And we understand, and this is just contrast medicine. It's just discernment. Another healthy discernment is that colonial world does not understand, respect, honor, love the Sacred Feminine. It just treats it differently over here. If you are Sacred Feminine, we love you. We love you, and that just simply means that we want you to live a really good, beautiful, happy life, understanding that you are heard and acknowledged and loved in a very beautiful and sacred way. So, okay. Question of the day. Please keep your questions, concerns, and comments coming. I do not guarantee that I will get around to all of them. In fact, I have. We've done a lot of traveling. So in Europe, we were on like the Wi-Fi thing. Didn't quite figure that out in time. So I'm really behind on my questions. But this question, I think is a repeat. I found it yesterday. Was a repeat because I've been asking. If we missed your question, I am sorry. Just re-ask the question again. So if it's like 5 or 6 weeks old, I probably didn't see it right. So just re-ask the question, and then of course we will get to it. And this is a pretty good question, right? So well, you guys come up with some really good questions. So I heard indigenous people offer tobacco to roadkill. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We do. We do.
You heard right.
You heard right. Yes. So okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Give me a little thumbs up. Guys, hear me? Okay. All right. So there's a lot of different teachings, right, about offering tobacco. Tobacco is something that we offer all the time. Um, um, we offer tobacco for just about everything, right? Especially the 30-day challenge. People give me a thumbs up if you're doing the 30-day challenge. Spoke with somebody last night, and they said it has really helped them out. So tobacco is an offering for our prayers to be heard. Asking without offering is spiritual stealing. Okay, that's the baseline right there. Okay, so specifically for roadkill, Grandfather Tony teaching is, and if your teaching is a little different, not just fine. This is not about right or wrong. Oh, wait, you're wrong. That's not what, it's like none of that. We leave that conversation at the door because it doesn't celebrate the unity, right? It celebrates something else. It celebrates separation. What we want to do here is we want to continue to walk the way of uniting the people. So there's so many right ways to do this right? So this is one way that we do it right. So when, we've done a lot of traveling, car ride traveling. So, unfortunately, some don't make it. Some get hit by cars. So we offer tobacco for their life, for honoring their life. Right? They lived their very best life. They lived in accordance with spiritual law. Right? That's what we are honoring. That's what we're honoring. It brings tears to your eyes. It really does. So, a deer or a coyote, whatever it is, and we do it for all. Right, we just don't do it for some animals or birds or whatever it is. We do it for all. Thank you for living your very best life. Thank you for living in accordance with spiritual law. Thank you for living with and for that prayer. Thank you for being guided. Thank you to be guided. Right, and then we offer that tobacco. Yeah. Plus, it's obviously remembrance for them that we love you also, because these are things that we don't say enough, right? And like that's a good thing to add to our daily prayers, right? Right. I want to live in accordance with spiritual law. Help me, show me, just kind of something like that. I think there was a question from a while ago last year, I think. But yeah, so that's. Please keep your questions, concerns, comments coming. Thank you for that. Okay, so we are here. This is the moment. We are going to go over daily medicine, February 9th, and we're going to go over Whispers from a Hollow Bone, June 10th. And once we go over the first one, it's kind of like a black and white 9-day contrast medicine. So that's why, and it just kind of worked out like about half an hour before the circle. I just kind of realized that, probably about an hour before the circle, I realized that, and I said, you know what, they complement each other really well. I think I just let the cat out of the bag here. But what we're going to do, if you're new here, these are, so this is what Whispers from a Hollow Bone, daily medicine. I know you see them backwards. They are medicine wheel teachings, how to connect, hollow bones teaching, how to connect to life, right? How to live a better life, right? So these teachings are all from our ancestors, right? So, and I put them in a collection and publish them. So let's go over daily medicine, February 9th. If we could get if we get a volunteer to put that in the feed so we're all on the same page, that would be good. And we're kind of move along too. I think we're kind of early too. So, um, the deepest, darkest places in our hearts are not sources of weakness. Right? They are sources of untapped strength and courage. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, for me, and let's read that again. Actually, so the deepest, darkest places in our hearts are not sources of weakness. They are sources of untapped strength and courage. Wow, wow. Talk about changing the narrative. I love you. Just listen to this. This is changing the narrative, right? We live in a world, blame, shame, guilt, right? Right. That's the world. That's the colonial patriarchal world. If if you don't believe me, blame, shame, guilt. If you don't believe in my religion, blame, shame, guilt. If you're not eating what I eat, blame, shame, guilt. If you don't, you know, that's the culture, right? That's that colonial culture, and it's gone down to their religion. If you don't believe what I believe, then it's blame, shame, guilt, right? Right, right. This absolutely changes that narrative. Right. It changes, but it changes in such a good and beautiful way, right? Right. The deepest, darkest. Okay, what does that look like? What is that? What is that? Deepest, darkest, right? Right. Deepest, darkest, and the deepest, darkest, not a deepest, it's the deepest, darkest places, right? That's very significant. It doesn't say a deep and dark, it's the deep and dark. So they're talking about the deepest, right? Right? So it's very particular, right? Very specific, right? Whatever that is for you, right? Maybe there's some sort of abuse or trauma. Maybe you're drinking, not telling anyone. Maybe something happened to you and you're not telling anyone, right? Right. Maybe you're thinking about something. Maybe, and really, actually, those places, what is that place? The place. Everything begins with the spirit, right? Good and bad, right? Right. Healthy, unhealthy. Let's always begin with the spirit, right? So when we're looking at a place like this, right? Let's add the medicine wheel to it: emotional, mental, spiritual, physical. Okay, right? Let's add all the spiritual component to emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, right? All those spiritual moments, right? Right. Let's add the seven grandfather teachings, the seven sacred teachings, humility. Let's just add one humility to this, right? Okay. Okay. So now we are left with a choice, right? So, we talked about this the other day. Just hang on. I love you. Just hang with me here. So let's add humility here, right? Right. Right. Humility. How would humility change in a deep, dark place, right? Okay, it simply means that it has to be addressed. Right? That's all it means, right? It has to be addressed, right? Right. Maybe there's a mistake right there, right? Right. That we don't want to look at, right? Maybe we did it again. Maybe we heard something. Maybe we said something. Maybe we're caught in the middle between two things, and yeah, something like that, right? Right. The way out is humility and the truth, right? Spiritual humility and that truth and our relationship to it, not necessarily our truth, but the way we're supposed to align ourselves with that truth, right? Accordance with sacred law, right? We're supposed to live in accordance with sacred law, right? Right. again, this is a time of great gentleness, a great nurturing, right? And um, we have a hard time nurturing ourselves, right? Right. We have a difficult time being gentle with ourselves, right? And that means we beat ourselves up or past mistakes or whatever it is, right? Okay, then it says our hearts. What does spirit mean? This is really important. Let's jump on this. Let's think about this. Let's pray that our hearts. We, us, and our, right? We, us, and our. So English is a really bad language. It's porous. So one word can mean many, many, many things, right? Right. Okay. Well, like a broken clock, English is right twice a day, right? So when it says we, us, and our, we jump on that because this is we, us, and our right here. So we want to identify, communicate, connect to, honor, love the circle, which we are. So when it identifies the circle, we want to. So basically the teaching is we take what's good and we leave the rest, right? Right. So it's not all bad. There's people that have the blanket statement, like people did do it to us all day long. Oh, Wayne made a mistake. Oh, like he's all bad. Like throw away everything, right? You know, that's not the way it is. So let's take what's good and then we'll leave the rest. We, us, our, and what's so beautiful here is our hearts. So it's a collective thing. So it's breaking it down from the individual here down to the collective, right? So this is also the collective of humanity. Let's just call it right now. So our hearts. So these are all our hearts. There's 25 beautiful people here in this circle, and this is a representation of all our hearts, which are intertwined and overlapping. And just think about that a second, right? I think that is so cool. That means that my heart is attached to your heart. Let us be all heart all the time, right? Right. Let us walk with humility, right? So way to find it. So let's backtrack. So the way to find our hearts is to walk with humility, right? Right. Deepest, darkest places in our hearts are not sources of weakness, right? Sources of weakness come from the colonial blame, shame, guilt. Let's just call it like it is. That's it. And a lot of us live and die by what other people think, right? Right. Instead of aligning ourselves, our minds, our hearts, our prayers, our hearts, our prayers with sacred law, we align ourselves with other people's judgment and opinions, right? So we want to be right rather than being aligned, right? Right. Right. So let's walk in alignment today. Our heart to walk in alignment with what? With each other. Okay. Let's help each other. Right. So let's kind of take a look at this here. So say we look like this, but when we align, it looks like that, right? That is beautiful. This is Holly, this is Julie, this is Heather, this is me. So when we align, guess what? The circle aligns. When the circle aligns. So let's go back. So this is really significant, right? Let's not misstep here, overlook, or gloss over. So when we align, what are we doing? Grandfather Tony says it all the time. It says that one drop of rain comes down. What are we doing? We are helping humanity. It doesn't matter if there's 3 people here, 3,700. It is the fact that we are aligned, right? That's the great source of strength and power that we all miss, right? Right. When it says here, our hearts. I could spend a whole hour just on our hearts, right? Our hearts. So it looks like this, right? Right. And then when we sit together, we are changing the course of humanity by what we are doing here. And I'm not being dramatic. Everything begins with the spirit. So this is how beautiful and powerful this is. Right. 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 Deepest, darkest place in our heart. So what brings, all right, so this has to be said because someone says shadow work, right? I'm not quite sure if I really like that term, but it's like, okay, here, right? So what gives us life? Um, so let's talk about contrast medicine, right? Talk about contrast medicine. Early in my spiritual walk, like I thought I knew something. I've been here like 3 years, right? The earth, and, the universe is like 13.7 billion years old, and I've been here for 3 years, and I'm telling Grandfather Tony, there's no, there's no contrast medicine in medicine. He just looks over night and day, and I'm like, okay, I'll shut up. So, I started listening a lot more, after that. So, contrast medicine, right? You know, you know, contrast medicine. So the deep dark place is medicine for us, and it says here they are sources of untapped strength and courage. What is strength? What is strength and courage? Right? One of the seven sacred teachings. It's like either or, but let's just call it courage, right? What represents courage? The bear. I know it seems a little self-serving, that just kind of worked out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We just have a good time here too. So anyway, courage, the bear. Okay, the standing bear. Again, I'm trying not to be self-serving here, really. But when a bear feels threatened, what does it do? It rears up, right? Okay, let's take another look at this. So what mama bears do is what? They protect their young, the seventh generation. Right? So what do mama's bear do when they feel threatened? Right? They rear up. Right? There's this beautiful, sacred, feminine aspect to courage that the Western world, the colonial world, completely forgets. Right? We are not here to cower in fear. We are not here to cower in fear. We're here to stand up, and we're here to charge in and protect those things, those beautiful things that need to be protected, right? That's the beauty, and that's the power, and everything begins with spirit. So let's protect the prayers that protect the people, right? We weaken the prayer, we weaken the people, right? And the mama, and if you're a mama bear out there, you understand, you understand that how important it is to protect the little ones, to protect the next 7 generations. So it is a reflection of, that's what we're supposed to do, right? That is, and we are supposed to provide protection for the mama bears to protect the 7th generation, right? Right. This is a way to help the world find what? Harmony and balance, right? To bring back, to restore harmony and balance. And how do we do that? Let's backtrack. Let's circle back. We go into those places. Let's say we're like drinking. It's a problem, but not the problem, right? That's a Gabor Métis-ism right there. That's not a bearism, but it's so drinking. So usually it's some sort of trauma, abuse based. Right. That's what it stems from, right? That's like this. That's like that really dark sea, right? And I can understand that. I can feel that because I've been through it, right? So that really deep, dark place, right? Right. So they did things to me, things happened to me, and then I ended up being really violent because that's what this world taught me, right? Drinking, drugging, suicide, 17 suicide attempts, right? I know that darkness, right? But I also know that I've sat with Grandfather Tony, who really asked me, and this is the beginning right here. So that world diagnosed me, right? Grandfather Tony was the first to ever ask me, what happened to you? What happened to you? Nobody ever asked me that, but, nobody ever asked me that before. Nobody ever asked me that before. They were looking at my behaviors and judging me on my behaviors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not asking me. They were diagnosing me bipolar and just all this crap. And I knew I wasn't bipolar. I knew I was crazy, right? I knew I shouldn't be doing this behavior, right? But I couldn't help myself, right? I just. So the gentle teaching is always misaligned, right? I love you. Okay, so what did Grandfather Tony do? Right. Let's go to. I'm just looking at time here, so all right. Okay, aligning ourselves. We're going to step over into the other reading, June 9th. Okay, June 9th. We're going to step over to the other reading. So if we could put like those back to back, it would be really good because it's really contrast medicine. So we're talking about deep, dark place, right? The deep, dark place, right? Trauma, abuse, right? Many of us have suffered like that. Many of us are still suffering, right? Now we're asking that way out. What happened to you, right? So what that really is, in practicing our truth, love, and humility, gentleness, courage, strength, mama bear, that I want to live a good, beautiful life, but I can't seem to find my way out of this paper bag because I'm tripping all over myself, right? Right. Right. And not as a place of blame, shame, guilt, but as a place of growth, right? The same way we started the circle, just hang on. The same way we started the circle, right? When we say just a starting point. So let's jump back to start of the circle, right? So when I asked for the general impression, there's 29 of us here. So this is our starting point all over the map, right? There's 30 people here. I take one reading and we get 30 different beautiful expressions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the beautiful thing is, and this is about the alignment, right? So we're right here. We're all over that map, right? We can only see a small portion. But the beautiful thing is, when we sit here with love and humility and truth, guess what happens? There's a beautiful alignment. And what does that look like? That looks like the circle getting stronger. And when that circle gets stronger, the prayer, the ceremony, guess what? Not only we are stronger, but humanity is stronger because everything mirrors itself, right? I love you. This is so beautiful and so powerful, man. It's so unbelievably powerful, right? So untapped strength and courage. Okay, so we're going to start there as we go into June 9th. What's that from? Whispers from Hollenbach? Yeah, Whispers, right? Whispers?
Yeah.
June 9th. Okay, so, the first two words, Mother Earth. Okay, so untapped strength and courage, Mother Earth. I can't make this stuff up. It's just like kind of guided. Mother Earth. What is Mother Earth? Untapped. Our connection to it is untapped courage. Untapped courage. Our relationship to her. Right? All relationships begin with Mother Earth. Right? And that you can write down. All relationships begin with Mother Earth. Right? Right. I had a lot of conversation lately about like relationships, right? Significant other relationships, right? And there's this adversarial thing between men and women, and I kind of get that, right? But the thing is, right? Everything begins with our relationship with Mother Earth. The closer we are to understanding, aligning ourselves with Mother Earth, and those who walk the way of Earth, that's a relationship that we should be looking for. Start there first. Don't start with looking at their bank account. Don't start looking about their cars or what they have or how many kids. No, start with basically start with Mother Earth because that's a strength. That's a point of strength and courage, right? So it's kind of a little bit in your face. I'm challenging you. What is your relationship with Mother Earth? I love you. All relationships are good ones, right? So say we meet somebody at like a bar and they're kind of good looking and I'm like, wow, that's a really good place. Well, look at that low energy place that you're at. Like drinking is a really bad place to start a relationship, right? But like a lot of people do it, right? You know, a lot of people didn't think it's a really good idea. They dress up really good, but inside they're kind of rotten because they don't have a good relationship with Mother Earth. Right? They don't even know. And there could be some sort of colonial like religion, the patriarchy type thing, which is really like a bad idea, right? Right? Because it's just out of balance, right? It's just out of balance. We are looking for harmony and balance, courage, wisdom, respect, strength, and so let's go back to the let's go back to the I'm kind of squishing this all in, but Mother Earth, the most sacred of feminine. Let's align ourselves with the very thing that is giving us, offering us, and protecting our life, right? So let's build a relationship around Mother Earth, right? Let's begin. It is not only by offering, but Mother Earth is not only offering, but begging for humanity to build a better relationship with her. There. I just spent 5 minutes summed up with what it just says right here. Right? Right. Building a better relationship. Nurturing. Gentle. Course correction, gentle. It is so beautiful and powerful and gentle here, right? But we begin all other places, right, to build a relationship. Looking for, it's kind of like looking for love in all the wrong places, type thing, right? Kind of thing, right? Yeah. But so there is a sacred feminine, not only offering but begging for humanity. That's us. To build a better relationship with her. And how do we do that spiritually? We celebrate her. Everything begins with spirit. We celebrate her. We celebrate the things that bring us life. And, let's go back to the darkness, right? Right. How do we engage the darkness? We celebrate those things that give us life, right? Equally in balance, right? Right. That means beginning the day with prayer. That means beginning the day with offering ourselves. How can I give you? Mother Earth, write this one. I challenge you to do this, right? Mother Earth, how can I help you? What can I offer you? What can I do for you? Because you are doing for all of us. What can I do for you? Benita, Julie, Leah, Sybil. What can what can we do for you? This circle right here, we're doing it right now because we are learning how to align ourselves with those beautiful things that actually give us life, to have a good life, right? Right? A little bit in your face right now, right? But this is just the way it is, right? Right? I want you to live a really good, beautiful, powerful life, right? Strength, finding your courage, finding your voice, finding your song, finding your dance, finding your value. Because when we live in that world, it takes away our value, it takes away our gift, and we become something else. They cause consumers, they manipulate us, neuromarketing and all this stuff. And, we don't have to do that. We don't have to. We can live in that world, but not live that way, right? We can live the way of Earth. Mother Earth is not only offering, but begging for a relationship with us. How do we do that? We celebrate her. That's it. That means we offer gratitude and thanks. That's how we start, right? It's not that difficult. It's not that hard. So now we are at a place. We seem to be at a fork in the road here, right? Right. So we know that we have to align ourselves with life to have a life, right? So we have to offer life, prayers, so we can have a life, right? So now we're a little bit of a fork in the road here, right? So now we have a choice whether we continue down that colonial road or look over and say, you know what? That guy standing there, he's a good guy, man, but he's a little crazy out of his freaking mind, man. And I'm just not going to do it because it feels weird to offer tobacco in the morning in order for me to live a good life. When actually, it is an offering for our prayers to be heard. Everything begins with spirit. But get me fired up. Get me fired up. I love you guys, man. I really do. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. And these are all teachings that grandfather had offered me, right? And offered me. And now we are sharing it. We are sharing it with the world. We have already shared the love. Already sharing the love. because we are aligning ourselves. That's how beautiful and powerful. So, because we are spiritually celebrating Mother Earth, and let's just acknowledge that. Just acknowledge the fact that she knows we're here. She knows what we're doing. So, in a beautiful, special, powerful way, with something which I will probably never understand, we are being protected by Mother Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we celebrate those things that give us life, we are protected by those things that give us life. That you can write down, right? Right? When we don't celebrate those things that give us life, guess what? We don't begin with spirit, and then it goes to the emotional, mental, and then probably trickles down to the physical. So these spiritual diseases that we get, physical diseases that we get, are really reflections of the spiritual life that we live. Right? Not all the time, but I say a big proportion of that, right? So our emotional, mental, spiritual health and boils down to our physical health, which we can go up to the front by celebrating those things that give us life and celebrating those things, right? Right. And which is something that the medical world, especially in the pharmaceutical world, really doesn't want us to think or hear or talk about because, they're so busy making us consumers that, look, so they're diagnosing us instead of here asking us, what happened to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And basically what we're here asking you right now is how is your relationship with Mother Earth, right? Right. Okay. Emotionally. Do you emotionally remember Mother Earth? Right. I think, yeah. Physically honor her. How are you honoring Mother Earth? This is direct medicine we will teach. How are you honoring Mother Earth? Right. 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 Mentally, do you respect Mother Earth? Are you even respecting Mother Earth today? Are you abusing her or are you respecting her? Right. And here, let's come full circle here. Okay. Say we start doing this thing, right? We align ourselves. This is the truth. This is humility. Guess what? Guess what? It makes us easier to look at, to see, to hear. It gives us what? Strength and courage to what? Look at our deep, dark place, right? We have come full circle, right? So the more we spiritually celebrate, the easier it is to go to this deep, dark places because we are living in love, truth, and humility, right? And, everything begins with the spirit, including our relationship with Mother Earth, which is a reflection of how we treat, see, hear, feel other two-leggeds too. And obviously all other life after that, right? Right. There's deep, dark places in our hearts. They're calling humanity out here. Right? Right. So now we have a choice. So either we start walking the red road, the road of wellness. It's not my road. It's not the indigenous people. We don't own it. We just walk on it, and we invite you to walk with us here as a way of wellness, unity, love, and light, and life. Right? I love you. Oh, no. Live your life as an offering to Mother Earth. There we go. Let's write that one down. Not just as an event, but as a way of life. Life, an offering is a way of life. Right? An offering. Right? The ceremony we end, but a ceremony in you does what? Does not end. So if we're living the life of love, life, living the celebration of life, then we are living in that place of gratitude and offering. Right? Right. 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 I'm just kind of letting that marinate right there, right? Right. And again, let's be really, I can't believe I put both readings in. I'm just saying, that's really cool. So, this is a place I love you, right? Like if you're learning to love yourself, to find love, to find gratitude, to find your value, to find your place in the world. If you're living in that deep, dark place with blame, shame, guilt, that's okay because now we have a way out of there, right? You don't have to live that way. We can start. So the way out of that place of blame, shame, guilt that thing that colonial world offers us all the time as a way to literally break us and manipulate us, then we celebrate those things that give us life. Right? We celebrate, in beginning with the spiritual celebrate Mother Earth. That means sitting in this circle. Right? That means, good. That means listening with all five senses. That means being gentle with ourselves. That means we don't have to listen to those naysayers, those haters, right? Right, right. Because they're living in another world. We don't have to live there, right? And let us also talk about the fact that as we grow as individual members of this beautiful circle here, that oftentimes that we will grow out of some relationships, and that's okay, because people love to stay static in their relationship, right? Like it's growth is a hard thing, That's why they talk about strength and courage, right? It takes strength and courage to sit here in this circle, and I acknowledge that for you. Acknowledge your journey as a part of We Are the Medicine Circle, this humanity journey, right? Which is a circle in a much larger hoop of life, right? So, it's okay that some people, sometimes we grow together and sometimes we grow apart, right? The part of strength and courage is allowing people to grow where they need to grow. Right? And if you need to level up, then allow yourself to level up, but don't let the other people bring you down, right? Strength and courage down to that deep dark place, right? No, we live the way of earth, right? We live the way of the seasons. We live the way of the light, right? We live the way we get out of the darkness by expressing our love for the light, right? Right, and well, obviously it goes a little deeper than that. We have to talk about those hurts, those wounds, those traumas, but really everything begins with the spirit. Yeah. So, I could go on and on. I kind of want to wrap it up, but all right, we'll start wrapping up. I think we started a little late anyway. We had a little spillage problem here in the beginning. So, February 9th, Daily Medicine, February 9th. The deepest, darkest places in our hearts are not sources of weakness. They are a source of untapped strength and courage. Mother Earth. See how this connects easily together? Mother Earth. I say untapped strength and courage. Mother Earth. Like that could be a separate, beautiful reading right there. It's not offering but begging for humanity to build a better relationship with her. Again, the sacred feminine, right? And like you see, and how the sacred feminine is over and over and over again. So the sacred feminine is restoring us, right? Is restoring us, right? To sanity, to a better life, to alignment, to this place called life and love, right? That's how important the sacred feminine is in this circle, because they are part of bringing this life force back. That's why we talk about it every morning, because it is that beautiful and that powerful. But we have to remember the beauty, power, and equality, and the magic, and the strength and courage of the sacred feminine, because we can't live without her. And that is one thing that world, particularly their religions, leave out. Right? Father, Son, the Holy Ghost, there isn't a sacred feminine inside, right? Well, to keep the wall, that weakens the people. You weaken prayer, you weaken the people, right? So here we reverse that. We say, untapped strength, courage, strength and courage, Mother Earth. Like you see, it's really that beautiful. I love you. It's really that beautiful. And all we need to do here right now is just sit with that and listen. And just listen to that, right? Mm-hmm. Listen to that beautiful flow, the beautiful hollow bones. It's been really beautiful this morning. And if no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much. What do I do now? Announcements? I think announcements, okay. We got some soggy announcements. We had a little spillage problem earlier. That's why we were on a couple. little late. A little wet. I can't even find it. Okay. Um, Two announcements. Women's International Healing Circle Facebook group. When women support each other, incredible things happen. Monday, that's a Monday, that's a Zoom thing. Women, you are invited. Denise Miller does a fabulous job with that, and also with the guidance and help of Maureen O'Hara. And so Denise, as you kind of do the European thing over there, that's really so. Okay. Workshop announcement. We are having a workshop tomorrow, actually at 9 a.m. So we are going over the workshop seminar Journey Through the Seasons tomorrow. So and the workshop is actually the week after the 16th, 17th, and 18th. I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. The workshop announced strengthening our recovery. Pretty much everything that we talk about here. But the beautiful thing is, there's a lot of information in that workshop seminar. And the beautiful thing is, Denise Miller and myself are doing it. So there's that beautiful balance of the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. Right together. So it's like one thing to come here and allow that beautiful flow. It's a completely different conversation when that beautiful sacred feminine is also offering the hollow bones to her too, because because we just see things differently. It's just different. It's not good or bad. It's just different medicine, right? So, okay. All right. Well, thank you. Kept that a little short, so we are running over a little bit. So the final word is this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you does not end. So we take what we lived here, loved here, and learned here, and listened to here, and take it out to the four winds. Does us no good to be all spiritual here if we don't take it out there. It does us no good if it doesn't go here. Then it won't go to our families, and it won't go to our communities. And it won't go to where it needs to go to. So make sure it goes here. That means go far beyond hitting that share button. Share what we are doing here, but share it with your heart. That means be that light. Be that compassionate light. That's what that means. Okay, my name is Kanipo Makwat, Standing Bear. And if no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much. Let's have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Okay.